Good morning, Purple Raiders. We have a big day on hand here at the Timken Gymnasium in the MAC as we have a tri-match. The first game of the morning is Mount Union taking on Westminster, followed by Westminster continuing their play against Carlo, and then Carlo remains on the court for the final game as they take on Mount Union at 3 p.m. I am Nathan Smee, and I will be on the call for each of those matchups today. They should be fun, especially game number one. Plenty of history between these two teams. 14 all-time matchups between Westminster and Mount Union. However, it is all purple in that matchup. It's a straight 14-0 sweep from Mount Union. The match has never gone into 5 sets, and only twice has Westminster picked up a set win, and those set wins came in the first 2 matchups between the teams back all the way in the early 2000s. This should be a fun day. Mount Union looking to bounce back after their loss last night to Otterbein. Westminster looking for win number 13 on the year. Stay tuned. The match begins in 15 minutes. Game time in Alliance. It's a tri-match at the MAC as Mount Union kicks it off with a battle against the Westminster Titans. Good morning, everyone. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning, and we have a great game on tap for you to kick off Mount Union's explosive Saturday. A lot of games against Otterbein. The boys soccer team has them. The girls soccer team has them, and as well, football has them. Last night, volleyball took on Otterbein. It did not go to plan. A 3-0 loss across 3 sets. This is a bounce-back day for the Purple Raiders. They need both of these matches, and that would be huge for momentum going forward, which would bring them to a 12-6 record with them entering play today at 10-6. And things get off to a good start for the visitors as they strike first blood with the opening point. Mount Union, their starters today: Ava Bolin, Casey Kildow, Alexis Meyer, Heaven Bartel, Sam Cantrell, Cami Welty, and the libero Avery Haley. Liv Trent sends the ball away for Westminster. Kildow blocked at the net as Meyer earns the first point of the game for Mount Union. Alexis Meyer, one of the most talented players Mount Union has seen. And speaking of talent, it's the 2-time All-American Heaven Bartel sending it away for the Purple Raiders. The set and spike on the far side coming from Westminster. The response is there from Mount Union. A great play by Knabel as she is able to put the Purple Raiders up by 1. Bartel will serve again. Brady. The give and go. Brady goes and gets the point for Westminster. A good setup by the Titans as communication was key at the net. And now we will see the libero, number 20, Brooke Gasiga, on to serve. The set and spike incoming for Mount Union and the kill. Alexis Meyer beginning today with some good plays for the Purple Raiders. But looking at that connection between Alexis Meyer and Heaven Bartel, both seniors, Bartel from SJA and Meyer from Avon Lake, they have been dominant for the last few years as their chemistry really shows on the court, as once again Mount Union earns the point, putting them in the lead. Now a 4-2 game. Ava Bolin, the sophomore, will serve. 80 kills, 15 aces, and 68 blocks on the year so far for the sophomore. Bolin goes to the right side. Returned almost accidentally by Westminster as the ball is spiked out of play. Mount Union earns yet another point, putting them up 5-2. A good start for the Purple Raiders. They like to get up on teams early and work from there. If they can take a good majority of the first 8 points available, they usually have plenty of success in that set. And this would be the 8th point they could get, and it looks like they will get it, and they do. The backboard in the rafters helps out the Purple Raiders, putting them up 6-2. Mount Union looking frightening so far. Bolin sends it away, and it hits off the netting a little bit too low on the attempt, and that will put Westminster back in the scorebook. And some substitutions being made for Westminster. They will sub out Faringer and Nardone. Anna Kate Davis set to serve the ball for Westminster. The set going back to Leininger. Westminster, they will try their hand at earning the point. A good play by Mount Union at the net, setting up Meyer, and Meyer gets the point off the tip. 2 ricochets and out of play. Mount Union up 7-3 through 10 serves. And they will make some changes as well, including Casey Kildow. Kildow, the last time that I saw her play was at the Mount Union Invitational all the way at the end of August, and she had 2 excellent games for the Purple Raiders. As so far today, we've called her name a couple of times, and she has looked really good, and so has this entire Mount Union team. The set going across the court, and the kill is there. Leininger puts Mount Union on the board once again, earning their 8th point. A lot of impact players on this Mount Union team. From Bartel all the way down the depth chart, you have plenty of players ready to make an impact and ready to play their part throughout the game, as Avery Haley is able to keep that one in the air, setting up a play just outside of the court, as that is Lesko earning the point for Mount Union, and that is enough for the Titans to call time. They would like to discuss things, as right now Mount Union is dominating 9-3. We will step aside and return to the MAC momentarily. Mount Union dominating in the early stages of set number 1 as they triple the output of Westminster 9-3. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning. Good play at the net from Mount Union. Does it earn them the point? Yes, it does. A beautiful snipe of that back line as the Purple Raiders hit double figures. That was definitely a close call on that back line. It may have snuck out, but still, the Purple Raiders make out with the point. And miscommunication, an awkward hit, gives Mount Union yet another point, as Jordan had that was Brady who had the awkward shove of the ball, tried getting in front of it, opposed to getting underneath it, and that costed Westminster the point. And once again, it's another ace for the Purple Raiders. Domination early as they lead it by 9. Lesko, the senior from Mineral Ridge, getting ready to send the ball away after earning 2 more aces to add to her tally. The set and spike. Hunter sending it over for Westminster. Mount Union, they will look to get rid of the ball. Leininger, she does her job, as once again she puts the Purple Raiders in the scorebook, and for the first time in set number 1, Mount Union leads it by 10. This is the biggest lead the Purple Raiders have had thus far. Lesko sends the ball away. Set and hit to Brady. Brady's efforts kept in the air by Mount Union. Tip with the left hand of Welty. Hunter shoves it across. Hansen. Leininger gets it. It hits off the net, and Westminster earns the point. A good rebound by Westminster. They have struggled early in this matchup. They put the ball in Mount Union's hands in a tough spot, and the Purple Raiders were unable to return the hit. Rachel Brady sends it away. Haley kept it in the air. The returned effort by Welty. Hunter gets it over for Westminster. Hansen shoves. Brady stumbling backwards, keeps it in the air. The hit hits off the net. A good attempted dig, but it's not enough, as Darby Leininger's efforts aren't enough. So Westminster earns the point. 13-5 through 18 serves is your score. Brady sends it away. Kept in the air by Haley, as the ricochet earns Mount Union the point. That was Robertson's fingers who were met by the volleyball. Cantrell comes back on for the Purple Raiders, as she will send the ball away. The freshman so far has 8 assists this year. Good play at the net from Mount Union. They get another block shoved over by Kate Davis. Bartel. Westminster looking to return. They do, and it skies off of Bartel's fingertips. The Titans starting to storm back. This has been an excellent recovery thus far for Westminster. They talk things over during the timeout. Obviously, they're not in a spot they would like to be So adjustments had to be made, and as of right now, their adjustment is putting Mount Union in awkward situations. As once again, it works. The Titans getting closer. They are back within 7. Jamie Robertson getting ready to send the ball away for Westminster. Let's go. Hansen setting up Welty. Welty unable to earn the point. A good recovery by the Titans keeps the ball in play. Hansen changes court, goes to Bartel. Dealt with nicely by Westminster. Hunter the run, and the block of the net from Bartel earns Mount Union the point. Evan Bartel has been everywhere on the court today for the Purple Raiders. Whether it be returning or blocking, she has done it all. And it's an ace for the Purple Raiders. A little bit of swervage on the serve from Avery Haley earns Mount Union their 16th point of set number 1. The sophomore from Orville sends the ball over. The spike hitting the back line. That is Liv Trent, the sophomore from Brentwood High School, as that earns Westminster their 8th point of the set. This is starting to become a game of response. Mount Union, they earn a point. Westminster, they get one right back. It has been back and forth, but Mount Union, their explosive start is the difference so far. Nardone sends it away. Hansen, the block at the net, forcing Trent to work overtime to return it. Haley jumps up and gets it. Hansen shoves and gets it over as she finds some hardwood for Mount Union. A beautiful play there from Hansen. She had a couple blockers right in front of her. She saw out of the corner of her eye that back corner, no one remotely in the vicinity, and she picked it out perfectly. A heavy spike blocked at the net. Alexis Meyer and Ava Bolin tag teaming the point. And that will be cause for Westminster to burn another timeout. It is all Mount Union in set number 1. The Purple Raiders lead it 18-8. Historically, this matchup has been all Mount Union, as the Purple Raiders have won 14 out of 14 matches against Westminster. So far, the status quo looks to be kept. It's Mount Union up 18-8 in set number 1 as we are back underway after the timeout called by the Titans as they wanted to talk things over, as Mount Union earns the point, giving them an 11-point lead. If you're just tuning in, it was early domination from Mount Union. Through 15 serves, a 12-3 lead for the home team. They looked dominant. Westminster looked good in the first few serves, but since then, Mount Union, they have hit their stride as they look to earn a set win, avenging last night, which was a 3-0 loss to Otterbein, and it's 2 points in a row after the timeout. 22-8, Mount Union leads as Casey Kildow, the senior from Union Local High School, will send the ball away on the right side of the court for Mount Union. Beautiful setup play from Westminster as the tap from Rambo finds the M on Mount Union's side. Liv Trent back in the opposite key for Westminster as she will send the ball away. Haley. Kildow shoves across. Bolin gets the ricochet and the point for the Purple Raiders. Height has been a big factor in this matchup. Ava Bolin, standing at 6'2", towers over Westminster as their tallest players stand at 5'11". Mount Union, they have a couple players above 6 feet tall. Bartel, Leininger gets the point for the Purple Raiders. This Purple Raider party is lively right now, despite the early time. Hopefully this is a good sign of things to come today in Purple Raider athletics. Kildau, Leininger gets the tip and the point. The diving effort wasn't enough. Still, you got to give credit to Liv Trent there. She dove, she extended, she did all she could, but now Mount Union leads at 23-9. 2 points win them set number 1. The set and the overlapping run, it's blocked. Ava Bolin puts Mount Union into set point range. A point here does it. The 2-time All-American Heaven Bartel lining up. Can Mount Union win set number 1 right here? No, they cannot. Westminster does a nice job to get a point on the board late in the set, as now they will look to make the Purple Raiders work and get some fatigue heading into set number 2. The libero, Gusina, sends it away. Leininger for the set. Kept in the air by Trent. Pushed back over Bartel. Kildau behind Tamayer. Once again, it's a libero doing her job for Westminster, keeping the ball in the air. Mount Union goes again. Meyer blocked at the net by the Titans. We still go. Leininger on the opposite side. Trent gets it off the fingertips of Brady. Brady sends it over, kept in the air by Bartel. Leininger, it's shoved. Miscommunication as no one is home at the top of the key for Westminster. Mount Union dominates set number 1, taking it home 25-10. What a job by the Purple Raiders. After last night, they responded with anger and take home the win in 35 serves. We will step aside for a few moments as we get ready for set number 2. Mount Union rolling early on this Saturday, October morning. Set 2 about to get underway in the MAC. Mount Union winners of set number 1, 25-10 over the Westminster Titans. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this morning. After this, stay tuned as we have game 2 of our triple header live on OAC Boxcast. It is Carlo taking on Westminster at 1 p.m. and then finally at 3 p.m. Mount Union will take on Carlo to close out this tri-match. Mount Union entering play today with a 10-6 record as of late. If I'm not mistaken, 2 losses in a row coming against tough opponents, including Otterbein last night, 3-0. A good dig from Bartel keeps it in play. Haley sends it away. It almost goes through the netting on the raised backboard. Mount Union returns it. Bartel sends it away, and it's over the line, but Mount Union gets the point on the tip. As you can see from the left judge, Mount Union strikes first blood once again in set number 2. Heaven Bartel back deep to serve. So far, 184 kills, 21 assists, and 22 serving aces heading into play today. Almost another one there as Brady sends it over for Westminster. Bolin, her efforts blocked at the net as Bolin unable to return Haley's dig. Westminster ties it up at 1. Your leaders so far through one set, Olivia Trent with 3 kills for Westminster. Alexis Meyer with 7 for Mount Union. Darby Leininger also with 7 kills for the Purple Raiders. Haley Kildau sets up Meyer, tipped at the net. As it's returned, no one home in the center of the court for Mount Union as Westminster finds some hardwood as they take the lead. Going to other leaders' assists, Kildau with 10. Serving aces, Lesko with 2, and Haley with the other one. Total blocks, Bartel with 1. Digs, Bartel with 4, same with Olivia Trent. And finally, going to total points, it's Alexis Meyer with 7.5. 2-2 is your score through 4 serves. We will have a substitution as it looks like they're making Mount Union redo it. Haley will sub out as the freshman Cami Welty subs in. Meyer, Leininger, and Welty waiting at the line as Boland's serve misses low. She will sub out as the libero comes back on. Westminster up 3-2 through 5 serves. Gacina, the freshman from Aurora High School, will serve it from the left side. Bartel, Kildau to Welty as Welty picks out a perfect spot for the Purple Raiders to tie it up at 3. The freshman has impressed so far this year. She, along with her Eastlake North teammate from last year, Sam Cantrell, have really done a nice job paving out roles for themselves in this Mount Union team. As a freshman coming into an already established juggernaut, if you will, it is tough to get a role. Those 2 freshmen have done exactly that, and they have been what Mount Union has needed in some big moments so far this year. This time it slips through Hansen's fingertips as Westminster continues to battle. The Titans lead it 4-3. I'm not surprised that set number 2 has started off like this. Westminster, they felt hard done by only scoring 10 points in set number 1. Now they are ready to respond, up by 1 as they look to make it 2 here. Welty, her efforts defended nicely by Westminster, sent over by Gacina. Kept in the air by Robertson's right hand. Brady hits it over, it tips, and Westminster earns another point. The Titans are looking really good in this set. They have made some good adjustments at the net. They might be shorter than Mount Union, but they're doing a nice job, like I said in set number 1, putting the Purple Raiders in uncomfortable situations like that. This time the Purple Raiders do a nice job to respond, and it earns them a point. Cami Welty directly at half court puts the ball down. Unfortunate from the Titans. Everything was going well on that serve. until one ricochet set up Welty for one of the easiest kills you will see in volleyball, but still a great job by the freshman to be in the right spot, as positioning is half the battle in volleyball. Cantrell finds Hansen, goes cross court to Bartel, and Bartel gets a kill with plenty of zip. Those kind of plays you only see down the stretch in any season. That is the product of communication throughout an entire campaign. This is match number 17 for the Purple Raiders, and you can tell they are a well-oiled machine. Welty going for it again, can't get it to pass the first line of defense for Westminster. The blockers do their job as the Titans take back the lead. Rachel Brady, the junior from Columbus, PA, sends it away. Hansen setting up Bartel, and Bartel gets another kill to add to her collection. In regards to kills, Bartel had a quiet first set as she still looks to make her way up the leaderboard. Brady. Haley deals with it, set up for Ava Bolin, and Ava Bolin gets the kill off the tip. A slight block at the net prevented from directly going down to the court, but still Mount Union earns the point. Haley sends it away, and it is an ace for the sophomore. Took a hard bounce off of the fists of the receiver for Westminster, as the libero will rerun it, looking for the same result. Skied by Trent over to the right side. Trent gets it back on the pass from Davis. Kept in the air by Haley. Good communication from Mount Union and Westminster. Smacked over by Robertson. Dealt with Bartel going for it. Gets the point. The late call gives the Purple Raiders their 9th point, as if you blinked, you missed it. 4 points in a row for Mount Union. Davis. Some ricochets off the net gives Mount Union their 10th point. It is a 5-0 run for Mount Union as they are starting to take command of set number 2. Avery Haley sends the ball away. Gesina Hunter on the right side gets the point. Yes, she does. It looked for a brief moment. They say Haley and Cantrell kept it in the air. It was definitely close, but I think it did indeed hit the hardwood. A good play by number 23, Robertson, that gives the Titans their 7th point, and more importantly, ends the 5-0 run of Mount Union. Most sports are games of runs. Volleyball is no different. If a team can get momentum of earning 5-6 points in a row, that is huge down the stretch. The Titans breaking up this sequence for Mount Union as they get a point right back. That will help them in the long run. If they want to stay in this match, which, to be fair, they have done a nice job of so far in set number 2, rebounding from the tough set number 1 defeat, they are going to need to keep doing what they did well at the start of set number 2. They're going to need to put Mount Union in uncomfortable situations, or in this sequence, just smack the ball with plenty of power. That is Shelby Rambo with the kill. That had plenty of power to it. That makes it 11-8. Nardone on the right side will send it away for Westminster. Haley. Kildau setting up Meyer. Meyer, her efforts blocked, but it goes down on Westminster's side. Mount Union up by 4. Leiniger, who leads the way with 8 kills, subs in for Cantrell. Leiniger now at 138 kills on the year. If I'm not mistaken, that puts her in 2nd place on the team, only behind Heaven Bartel. Nardone making a play for Rambo. Dealt with nicely by Mount Union. Bartel sets up Leiniger. Gesina keeps in the air, shoved across by Nardone. Trent's efforts earn the point for Westminster. The long sequence goes in favor of the Titans. Tiring out Mount Union has been a point of emphasis for Westminster. They know that if the stars, Kildau, Meyer, Bartel, even Haley, who has had an excellent game, have to come out for rest at any point, they need to be ready to respond, and they did so for a little bit. Now they're back on the court. Mount Union getting back to their dominant ways. Haley will come out. It will be strictly a serving change as Bolin sends it away. Cassina, the set from Nardone to the right side, kept in the air nicely. Bartel laying out for it. Nardone setting up Rambo. Pushed across. Leininger falling backwards, did a nice job to hit it over. Bartel, the set. Meyer just misses wide as Westminster will get into double figures. Definitely a good idea from Meyer, but unable to keep it in. Westminster still putting Mount Union's backs against the wall. Cassina. Kildau sets, goes behind. Alexis Meyer hits off of two fingertips. Westminster will return. Skied by Kildau on the effort from Faringer. A duo dig wasn't enough as it falls to the hardwood. The Titans are back within two. Now, Westminster, they are close. They're within striking range. They need to get another point here. Otherwise, everything that they have been building upon would be for nothing. They need this point to put Mount Union only up by one, and I feel like that would be cause for Coach Morrison to talk things over for a brief moment. Cassina. Leininger sets it up perfectly for Rachel Brady, as that will put the Titans back within one. If Westminster earns this point, we will be tied up at 13 in set number 2. Cassina sends it away. The set and the spike from Welty, it hits! An arcing hit from the freshman, snipes the back corner. Mount Union restores their 2-point advantage. That is a huge point for the Purple Raiders. Potentially a turning point in the set as well. Welty, the freshman, continues her excellent debut season in Alliance. Almost hit over, but it falls on Westminster's side. The Titans now trail by 3. Mount Union getting back in their groove. Caitlin Lesko, the senior from Mineral Ridge, will be back deep. She already has 2 aces to her name today. Nardone setting up Brady, and on the tip, Brady earns the point for Westminster. Heading into play today, Rachel Brady, 170 kills, 198 digs, 41 assists, 18 serving aces, and 15 blocks. The junior is having an excellent season for the Titans. O'Brien sends the ball away for Westminster. Hansen setting up Leininger, and Leininger off the ricochet earns the point for Mount Union. And now she will take a quick breather. Sam Cantrell, the freshman from East Lake North, is on to serve. She will reside on the far right side of Mount Union's side of the court. O'Brien setting up Brady. What a dive and dig from Avery Haley. Bartel lightly taps it over, returned by Brady. It skims off the net. Hansen just keeps it in play and earns the point for Mount Union. She found a spot with no Titan occupancy, and she exploited it. Perfect placement from Mount Union. They are a well-oiled machine, and they are continuing to roll along. That time, an unfortunate ricochet. It just clips off of Hansen's fingertips. Westminster still within reach, down by 3. Rachel Brady on the left side will send the ball away for Westminster. Cantrell pushes. Hansen retreats for it. Haley sends it away and earns the point. No one home, just beyond the logo, as Mount Union takes the lead up by 4. Avery Haley with the cheers of her teammates sends it away and gets the ace. Mount Union, they are enjoying this one, up by 5, as Avery Haley might have just officially squashed momentum from Westminster. She goes again. Brady shoves forward to O'Brien. Trent hits it. Haley keeps it in the air. Hanson, cross court. Bartel, return. Bartel goes to keep it in the air, and it will be a violation against Westminster. Mount Union leads it by 6. 5 points separate Mount Union from a set 2 victory. Brady subs out for Shadle as Westminster looks to change things up down the stretch in set number 2, hoping to find a spark. The sophomore Haley sends it away. Gassina, O'Brien setting up Jordan, blocked. Bartel tried returning. Bolin is able to hit it on back. Bartel this time sends it away. Trent, block at the net. Bartel pushes it back to her teammate. Bolin set up. It's skied at the net. Westminster getting it, and they will return it with force. The block at the net from Bolin. Not enough to give Mount Union a chance to return. Westminster earns the point. Jamie Robertson, the junior, gearing up for a pivotal serve. Cantrell, Hanson, Bartel, blocked at the net, kept in the air, but Westminster earns the point as they are starting to get some rhythm, only down by 4. They have a chance to strike back and get this set into a tied set. That would be an impressive comeback from Westminster, but still plenty of work to do. Hanson setting up Bolin, skied by O'Brien. Robertson picking out Trent. Let's go to Hanson. Bartel. It goes out, and Mount Union earns the point. Heaven Bartel, with plenty of force, puts a 1 next to the 2 on the scoreboard for the Purple Raiders. Casey Kildow, the senior, on to serve for Mount Union. So far this year, 301 assists, 24 aces, and 120 digs. O'Brien setting up Rambo as Rambo earns the point for Westminster. It tipped off a Purple Raider, but once again, Rambo in the right place at the right time. We have used her name sparingly, but when we have, she has made an impact for the Titans. Sent away by the Titans, 21-17. Bolin making it 22 for Mount Union. The sophomore, 6'2" from Brook High School, makes an impact at the net. Once again, she is the tallest player on the court, standing at 6'2". No Titans stand above 5'11". The hit from Faringer. Meyer set up, it blocks, but Trent's efforts unable to keep it in play as Mount Union leads it by 6. Looking forward to our second match of the afternoon. Carlo, they have just rolled into town as they get ready to warm up as they await Westminster. Mount Union back at set point, up by 7. It will be Heaven Bartel back deep to send the ball away for the Purple Raiders. A point here puts them up 2-0. Trent, Bartel keeps it in the air, setting up Leiniger, dealt with in a scramble by Westminster. Kildow to Bolin, the light tap kept in the air by Faringer. To the far side, Trent, her efforts blocked. The Titans go again, this time it gets over. Meyer for the set, she wins it for the Purple Raiders. Alexis Meyer on the left side sends the ball down with force, earning Mount Union their second set win, 25-17 over Westminster. We will step aside once again. The Purple Raiders cruising up 2-0. Taking a look at our stat leaders through 2 sets as Mount Union leads it 2-0 over Westminster. Darby Leiniger, 10 kills, Alexis Meyer, 7 kills, and Cami Welty with 5 kills lead the way for the Purple Raiders, with Westminster putting Olivia Trent at the top of their kill leaderboard with 6. Looking at assists, Kildau 19, Hansen 11, and Meyer with 1. Nardone with 8, Kate Davis with 5, and Hunter with 1 for Westminster. Serving aces, 6 for Mount Union. Lesko and Haley each with 3 total blocks. Bullen, Bartel, and Jamie Robertson of Westminster all with 1. Diggs, Lesko leads the way with 12, with Gusina of Westminster in second with 9, and total points it goes to Darby Leiniger as she has 10.5. Set 3 about to get underway at the MAC. Mount Union taking home set 1, 25-10, and set number 2, 25-17. It'll be Casey Kildau to get set number 3 underway. Westminster, they need a response, otherwise they will lose for the 15th time in history to Mount Union, as for the 3rd set in a row, it is the Purple Raiders earning the first point. This would be a great result to work off of for Mount Union. A tough match last time they played against Otterbein. This is what the doctor has ordered for them. The attempted dive and dig from Cantrell, not enough, as the Titans tie it up at 1. Westminster, they've done a nice job battling after the first set did not go their way. They have kept the sets close, but in the end, it's Mount Union pulling away. Kildau setting up Meyer. Her left hand hits off the antenna as Westminster, due to that, earns the point. So the Titans lead it early 2-1 as they will send Liv Trent on to serve. 143 kills, 257 assists, and 28 serving aces this year. Bolin with plenty of power ties it up for Mount Union. She has been everywhere from the front court to the back court for the Purple Raiders this morning. Ava Bolin, the tallest player on the court, she has used that to her advantage today. That serve going wide of the far right line. The Titans retake the lead as Gusina is on to serve. The libero on the right side will send the ball away for the Titans. Haley forward to Kildau. Meyer with plenty of power ties it back up at 3. Alexis Meyer has been a thorn in Westminster's side this morning. Ava Bolin, she just made a play in the front court. Can she do it in the back court with a serve? Set up for Faringer as it goes out of play on the block. Mount Union surrenders another point as through 7 serves, the Titans lead it 4-3. This is a very similar game script to set number 2, where the Titans led early on, and then around the 13th and 14th serve, Mount Union was able to get a stronghold on the game and obtain a lead that they never looked back upon. 4-4 through 8 serves as Kate Lesko, who has 3 aces, sends the ball away. Sends over by Jordan. Hansen setting up Welty, and Welty earns the kill for Mount Union. She has been everywhere as well for Mount Union in that front court, especially at the logo. She has had excellent positioning today, as that has been her calling card. Her kills have been impressive, yes, but they are the byproduct of great placement. Leiniger, her efforts are blocked down, but Westminster had no reply. The Purple Raiders lead it by 2. This is Mount Union at their finest. They are back in a rhythm. They are getting their feet underneath them at home once again. They have been home very sporadically this year, and that has given them a tough task of getting momentum going into OAC play. Today is a perfect place to start. the effort from Bartel, not enough to keep the ball in the air as the Titans are back within one. After this match at 1 p.m., Carlo will take on Westminster in match number 2 of our tri-match this afternoon, followed by Carlo taking on the Purple Raiders to close out the day at 3 p.m. Through 12 serves, it is 7-5 Mount Union. Sam Cantrell, standing on the left side, will send the ball away for the Purple Raiders. Shadle up forward to Jordan. Lesko keeps in the air. Hansen retreating for it. Bumped over by Haley. Gesina. The set across the court finds Trent, and Trent hits the ball to the hardwood. The Titans back within one. Liv Trent has had an excellent game today for Westminster. She, along with Rambo, have had quietly good games. Rambo, 4 kills, but whenever we called her name, it was for a kill, as she has been secretly potent today. The dive from Cantrell keeps it in the air. Bartel with the right hand. Her efforts smacked down by Westminster as the Titans tie it up at 7. That was a great response at the net. Bartel tried catching Westminster sleeping, but the response time was instantaneous as Bartel's sneaky play was sent firing back at her. This time she sends it over. Shadle responds over to Trent. Pushed back by Hansen. Cantrell setting up Heaven Bartel. Shadle once again keeps it in the air, setting up the spike and the kill for Elise Jordan, the senior. The Titans take back the lead. So now Jamie Robertson, with a 1-point lead in hand, will send the ball away. Hansen pushes it behind her, the no-looker. Westminster almost fooled, but they do a nice job to recover. Hansen goes again, finding Bartel, and it falls down on Westminster's side. We are knotted up at 8. This has been a fun 16 serves thus far in set number 3. Both sides are doing an excellent job at the net with overlapping runs, with ghost looking, if you will, looking in one direction and hitting it behind. They have really stayed true to their individual identities, which has made this an evenly matched set, as once again, going back in history, 12 matches in a row between these two teams have resulted in 3-0 wins for Mount Union. The only 2 set wins came back in the very early 2000s for Westminster. This point will put one team in the lead. Shadle skies, hit over by Trent and blocked. Mount Union up by 1, looks to build off of this and see this match out. Avery Haley back deep to serve. Shadle forward to O'Brien, setting up Liv Trent. The dig from Haley gives Mount Union a chance. Bartel, it's blocked. Cantrell reactionarily keeps it in the air, sent over by Heaven Bartel. O'Brien setting up Trent. Haley, the high shove to Bartel on the left side. It bounces around as Heaven Bartel and the Purple Raiders get into double figures. What a sequence for Mount Union. That was a great response to adversity. Cantrell keeping the ball in the air. Haley doing her part as well. That was a perfect team point for the Purple Raiders. Trent sends it over. Haley communicating with Cantrell. Set up for Bolin as Ava Bolin puts Mount Union up by 3. I wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout soon, and we do right now. Time is called as Coach Swearingen wants to talk things over. Mount Union up 11-8. We are in the home stretch of match number 1. Mount Union dominating, up 11-8 over the Westminster Titans. If you're just tuning in, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon as volleyball gets the explosive afternoon underway for Mount Union Athletics, as Otterbein is the team of choice for both soccer teams and for football, with football kicking off in around 40 minutes. Bartel setting up Trent for Westminster. The Purple Raiders do a nice job to respond, as that almost gifted a point to Westminster. Trent fighting for the point as the Titans still have no answer. Hansen shoves it over. O'Brien keeps it in the air. Shadle sets up Trent. She goes again. The dig from Lesko keeps it in the air. Bartel tries her hand. It's a soft hit. The right hand shove from Shadle keeps it in the air. The shove backwards. The dive is not enough. Mount Union earns a long-winded point. A long, tiring sequence for both sides. Liv Trent should feel hard done by that she didn't earn a kill on that play, as she had a good 3 or 4 attempts to do so. It was just Mount Union was in the right place at the right time to prevent it. That time they were not, as Hansen had no response. It was only a reactionary shove, avoiding the ball, smacking her in the face. And in those situations, the best thing to do is just concede the point at that point. You don't want to try anything fancy and get smacked in the face and get an injury. We are in the home stretch of the year. It is it is conference play, with tournament play in around a month. Bolin hits it over, dealt with by Westminster. Trent goes again, and that time she earns the point. Cantrell couldn't respond, as Liv Trent finally gets the point she deserved moments ago. She leads the way for the Titans with 7 kills overall. Leininger still in the lead for the Purple Raiders with 11. Cantrell to Hansen. Heaven Bartel shoved over and somehow in play. Angie Nardone, the unintentional point for Westminster. That was just an attempt to get the ball over. Instead, she found some hardwood unoccupied by Purple. Unreal from Nardone as she sends the ball away. Lesko, Hansen, Bartel just out of play, sends it back into the frame. A heavy hit out of play as Mount Union restores a 2-point advantage. And something else to note in this match, Coach Morrison has not used any of her timeouts. That is really impressive. She has trusted her players. She knows what they can do. There's a reason why she recruited them, and they are performing today. A slip on that far right side. Originally points in favor of Mount Union as the point is allotted, but Rambo, she went up for the attempt. It's just the hardwood got the better of her. Right now, I think we're all just happy that that wasn't a more serious play, as that could have done some real damage. Rambo, she has played really well today with 4 kills. Uncharacteristic from her, and it wasn't her fault. That was not really surprising. When that play originally happened, I was thinking, that's really uncharacteristic, and that's why. The court should be cleaned up now as Westminster earns the point, but that is a tough way to go down. It should be a 1-point or a tied matchup. Instead, the Hardwood Monster took advantage, but once again, just glad that she is okay. I wouldn't be surprised to see her get another kill in the next couple of serves. Trent sends it over. Bartel, killed out, changes court. Bolin, the libero Gassina keeps it in the air. Changing court, Brady, it hits over, but Mount Union responds as they lead it 15-12. Leininger subbing in for Cantrell. She will look to close things down with experience. The senior from Beaumont, 5'10", entered play today with 130 kills, now 141. She is 9 away from hitting 150, which I wouldn't be surprised if she gets there in the next match. That match coming at 3 p.m. against Carlo. Bartel setting up Meyer. Kept in the air by Faringer. Haley with the left hand, not enough. Westminster back within 2. as we are nearing the hour mark in match number 1 of the triple header. This has been a great couple of sets for Mount Union. Set 1 went the best, winners by 15, and then a 25-17 set number 2. That's to be expected. You can get complacent. You already have one match win, set win. You expect the second one, and you expect the third from there, especially given the history of this matchup. They got slightly complacent, but once their backs were against the wall, they responded, and they were able to do their job. But now, it's a 1-point set. Westminster, they have a realistic chance back into this match. Keep in mind, this has never resulted in a 5th set. Westminster ties it up at 15, and as well this year, Westminster, they haven't lost in set number 4. Anytime the match has gone there, they have won. But just as I mentioned moments ago, no timeouts used by Mount Union. They will burn one. 15-all in set number 3. Gusina getting ready to send the ball away for Westminster as we are back to the action. 15-all through 30 serves in set number 3. Trent plays it up the court. Brady sends it away for Westminster. Kildow playing it to Meyer. The set and spike coming from Robertson. Haley couldn't keep it in the air. The Titans retake the lead. And once again, it looks like we have a slightly slippery court. Westminster on their side, they will use the rag to clean things up. Mount Union, they might have to very soon on their side. Mount Union, their side, trying to inspire the players on the court. Sent away by Gusina. Leininger. Kildow forward to Darby Leininger. It falls down on Westminster's side, but kept in the air. Good play by Meyer. Leininger goes again and misses over the back line. The Titans making their case for set number 4. They lead it 17-15. Brooke Gusina gearing up for another big serve for the Titans. Haley. Kildow setting up Meyer, blocked at the net. That is Jamie Robertson with the final word for Westminster as they are now up by 3. A huge comeback by the Titans as they are on their way to their first set win in this matchup in a long while. Leininger, Kildow, Bolin gets a point back for Mount Union. A light tap over, hit just in front of the left line. Mount Union, they will make a change. Haley, the libero, subs out as Cammie Welty, the freshman, will lead the line in the center for the Purple Raiders. And she is in with a block right away. Cammie Welty, an impact instantaneously. Kildow setting up Leininger. Leininger gets the point off the tip. Mount Union back within 1 as the hitters are playing their part perfectly down the stretch. Possession and momentum starting to go back to Mount Union. Meyer blocks it. Westminster goes again, tipped by Welty. Pushed forward. Leininger sends it over. Hit over, kept in the air by Bartel. Leininger set up, falling backwards, hits it over, kept in the air by Brady. Returned by Faringer. Forward, Darby Leininger taps it over, kept in the air by Trent. Shoved over lightly, Bartel, Welty, Alexis Meyer on the right side. Kildau keeps it in the air, back, Bartel, Leininger blocked at the net. Leininger keeps it in the air, and she will send it over. Brady, the push back towards Faringer. The right hand of Bolin keeps it alive. Leininger over to Nardone, and it finally hits. Mount Union ties it up at 18. What a sequence for the Purple Raiders as they earn a long-winded point as the honors are even through 36 serves. Bolin sends it away for the 37th time in set number 3. Westminster takes the lead right back as their play at the net continues to be stellar. A duo of changes for Westminster. They are trying to keep their players fresh. Morgan O'Brien, the freshman, hits it away. Kildau, Welty at the net, skied by Jordan, returned. Kildau, Leininger on the left side. It ricochets back to Mount Union. Welty encouraging her team from the center. Meyer ties it up. The ricochet goes in favor of the Purple Raiders as they will bring on Lesko and Hansen for Meyer and Kildau. Kate Lesko, she has had one heck of a game serving the ball for Mount Union. 3 aces, her and Haley both with a trio of aces. She sends it away, and there is another one. Arguably the most important ace of the game for Caitlin Lesko. Puts Mount Union up by 1. A huge play by number 16. The senior sends it away. Bumped in the air, hit by Brady. It trickles down. The Titans tie it up at 20. We will have a dicey finish in set number 3. Rachel Brady on the right side for Westminster. Sends it over. Haley forward to Hansen. Leininger puts Mount Union back in the lead. A few ricochets as the ball goes out of play. Leininger, she will come out potentially for the last time in this match. She has played her part to perfection. Sam Cantrell, the freshman, with a huge opportunity, up by 1. This is a huge play for Mount Union. The set to the right side, Trent. It falls as the Titans tie it up at 21. Once again, as we get close to the end of this set, to win, you must win the set by 2. We might have some free volleyball in set number 3 if the contest continues to go this way in set number 3. Bartel hits it over. Mount Union takes back the lead once again, up 22-21. Ava Bolin in for the freshman Welty. And a timeout is called. Westminster wants to regroup and talk things over. Down by 1. You are watching Mount Union versus Westminster Volleyball on OAC Boxcast. Crunch time in set number 3. Mount Union leads it 22-21 over the Westminster Titans. Haley sends it away for Mount Union. The Purple Raiders needing 3 points to win the match. Bartel. It stays on Mount Union's side, but off the ricochet. The Purple Raiders up by 2. They are starting to feel the victory. Haley sends it away once again. It's low. It bounces off the net as the Titans will have a chance as they get a point back. 23-22, and possession resides with the visitors. Carlo warming up to our right. We will have match number 2 beginning at 1 p.m. as Westminster takes on Carlo. Cantrell, Hansen setting up Bolin. Bolin the light tap. The Purple Raiders can sound the final countdown as they need 1 more point to seal the deal. Casey Kildow on to serve for Mount Union. She will send it away on the right side. A point here wins it for the Purple. And they do! What a block at the net. Mount Union wins match number 1, 25-22, as in the end, the Purple Raiders storm back and take the lead and take the set from Westminster's hands. A great back and forth affair. 25-10, 25-17, and now 25-22. Stay tuned for our post-game interview with one of the Purple Raiders as they will discuss this matchup, what went well, and what they anticipate to happen in match number 2. We will step aside for a brief moment and rejoin you once we have our interviewee. Back on for our post-game interview, and we have Alexis Meyer, one of the senior leaders of this Mount Union Purple Raider volleyball team. Alexis, congrats on the win. First off, talk about your thoughts in the 3-0 victory over Westminster.
I thought we played really clean and definitely just kept up clean and good energy the whole time to grind it out.
Last night's game didn't go to plan. For you guys to rebound today and put such a great display on tap for the viewers at home and in the building, just talk about the resilience that you guys have to be able to do such a thing.
Definitely like letting losses sting a little bit, but working to not hang our heads on it and use it to get better the next day. Come in with that mindset.
In set number 3, it was very close down the stretch. 20-20, I believe, at one point. Then you guys started to pull away. Just talk about the leadership that you and Heaven really have on this team that helped you guys get over the edge in the end.
I think me and Heaven both, not just volleyball-wise, but are really good about bringing the team together and making sure we stay with like fresh, clean minds every ball and just go into it ready to go every single play.
You guys are now 11-6. You have a matchup in a couple hours. Talk about your thoughts heading into that match, and how will that set momentum for you guys heading into OAC play?
Definitely really excited to have another game today. Just go in with good energy and hopefully build that momentum to continue into next week.
Thank you for your time, Alexis, and thank you, viewers, for watching on at home. This has been Mount Union versus Westminster Volleyball on OAC Boxcast TV. I am Nathan Smith. Thank you for spending your morning with us. Have a good day, everyone, and go Purple Raiders.